I think the fact that we're no longer sworn personnel gives us an approach where we're no longer as intimidating or threatening to an offender. Although there's always going to be some hesitancy to be completely straight because they're concerned about whether or not that information that they share could be utilized against them later. And sometimes we have to enter into agreements with those folks to agree that that information won't be utilized. And most of them have already gone through the appeal processes, so they've got nothing to hide at that point. In fact, often it's an ego builder. It allows them to be in a position where they know that they still are somewhat in charge and have a certain level of power and influence because they're the keepers of the gate, so to speak. They're the keepers of that knowledge. That's why we have to study it in such detail, so we know whether or not they're being legitimate with us. But we also take time to build relationships and rapport. And it's hard to differentiate between the individual that committed this crime that you've studied, this horrendous crime that's been committed against a victim, and compartmentalize that, and then look at this individual as a normal human being who still has normal human needs and instincts and personalities. Amazingly, the personalities of a lot of these folks are quite pleasing, and they use that personality and those skills to their advantage during the commission of crimes and the approach to their victims. Well, if they can somewhat do that vicariously with us who are trying to learn from them, and that's the approach that we use, it puts them in an elevated position, and we use that to our advantage. As an example, to go back to the behavioral science unit, everybody's heard the name of Ted Bundy. Well, Ted Bundy, for example, finally, before his execution, confessed to about 36 homicides over a 3-day period. Well, that happened directly because of a relationship that was built with him by one of our profilers. Bill Hagmeyer was his name. And that relationship was built over about a 3 to 5 year period of time. And had it not been for that relationship, I'm convinced that there's no way that those 36 crimes would have been solved before his death.